Now, remember, we want to go beyond one specific case as well. And that is why today I have the pleasure to have on my panel Dr. Naresh Trehan. He's the chairperson and MD of Medanta Hospital. He's also one of the most well-known, renowned cardiothoracic surgeon. Thank you so much, Dr. Trehan, for joining me on 6 p.m. Prime. I want to go beyond specifically just this story, because what has happened is today, apart from the stardom in showbiz, the fact that he was under 40, he looked fit, he was exercising. So many would want to believe, how can an individual under 40 looking fit died of a heart attack? Would you want to elaborate on perhaps that issue today?
It is a well-known fact that Indians do get heart disease at least a decade or 15 years before our Western counterparts. So we must put it in perspective that today I have done bypass on people as old as 21 years old, 25 years old, 27 years old. At least 10% of the patients we operated on are below the age of 40. So it's not unknown that in India that younger people do get severe blockages in the arteries of the heart. Of course, there's not only one reason why people may suffer major heart attack or cardiac arrest, but most common is blockages in the arteries. So for an individual, that's why we always say that by the age of 30, every individual should have a full checkup to understand what their risk factors are. So is there family history? Is there family history of heart disease, diabetes, or previous heart attacks? So if that is there, then you are already alerted that genetically that particular person has the propensity to develop these problems, diabetes and heart disease. So then we can warn them ahead of time that, look, you're on a track where there's a chance that you have a higher chance that you will get a heart attack or develop blockages in your arteries. So there is a huge dividend of getting yourself checked up at 30. If nothing is found and everything is in order, then we say 5 years later, we will repeat that. Because today, there are multiple factors. One, as I said, genetically, Indians are more prone to heart disease. Our diet is very rich. There is pollution, there is stress, and lack of exercise. But in this particular case that we are talking about, there was over-exercise.
Correct.
And I don't know what the doctors warned him about or not warned him, but doesn't matter.
Okay.
The problem principle still stands, especially, so you have to have a checkup, and especially if you're going to exercise vigorously, you must get a full checkup to see what happens to you when you go to that extreme of exercise.
Dr. Trehan, yes, my added question here is, why do you think, because all studies are reflecting that even in the Indian population, an increasing number of younger population is starting to get heart attack or even cardiac arrest. So what do you think is the reason for specifically that taking place?
So as I told you, it's a combination of things, usually not single factor, except the fact that if you have history of family disease in the family, like your parents or your brothers, sisters or your uncles, if they have disease in the family, like blockages in the arteries of the heart, then the children will have 3 times the chance of getting heart disease. So that is a normal population of India has a propensity to about 10% to 12% of our population will get heart disease.
Okay.
Then 30 to 40% of the people in whom there is a family history of heart disease will get, unless they are so careful that we know about it and we try to reverse their risk factors. So if you have a combination of family history, high cholesterol, smoking, you know you are headed for a severe chance of getting heart disease and heart attacks. So we will.
How much of it would be how much of it would be hereditary or genetic disposition, doctor, and how much of it would be a lifestyle experience of an individual, specifically in the younger population?
So that's what that is important. That what do you combine with your already pre-existing propensity to develop it, and then what you add on to it, with a stressful life, highly social involvement, alcohol, smoking, tobacco use in any form. All these things are additive. So we say we have risk factors, we assess the risk factors. Today we have the algorithm that we can do predictive medicine. We can predict with what percentage chance a person has a chance to get a heart attack. We can do that today with all the knowledge that we have. So I think that it's important that, and especially for those who want to be exercising, that their full assessment should be done by the age of 30. Also, that we know that there are footprints for diabetes. If their parents, both parents have diabetes, there's a 50% chance that the children will get diabetes.
Yes.
So we know all these things. The only thing is that we need to screen people for their risk factors early in life.
So, Doctor, my added two questions would be here. And one is, so someone right now watching the show and would think that I exercise well and I look fit, I look physically in a good shape, but you're saying that that's not enough. You need to get those tests done and not just rely on how you may think that you're looking physically fit and exercising, and therefore heart attack will not be a possibility for you. Because many of us like to assume that.
You know, your ability to exercise can be deceptive. So there is a X number of percentage of people who have irregular heartbeats when they exercise. They may not even know that, and that can deteriorate into ventricular fibrillation, and then that means the heart is not pumping blood anymore. There are many, many deaths in young people because of all these factors. So they can have obstructive muscle disease. That means the heart muscle is so thick that when they excess exercise, the muscle closes and doesn't allow blood to go into the body, what we call hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So there are many, this is a full range of reasons why age does not matter. Even younger people can get cardiac arrest or heart blockages or heart attacks. This can happen. In my practice of over 40 years, we have seen innumerable number of young people fall victim to this kind of thing. So now there's an added risk factor is COVID. Now you've seen, you've heard of it. I've been on your show before also. You also dealt with the subject in the middle of how many young people who started exercising without being screened properly after COVID went on to drop dead.
Yes, yes.
And we started this whole research study in which we found in Medanta that a full 20% of the people who get serious COVID get their heart muscle affected, whether it is inflammation, whether it's fibrosis, or irregular heartbeats. And many, many patients will complain of long COVID that their heartbeats stay higher than normal. So if your normal heartbeat is about 70 to 80, their resting heart rate is 100, 110. So we know, and we have done all the studies to show who are the people who have been affected, and there is therapy. We ask them not to exercise vigorously, and we give them the treatment to protect them from it. So I think that there is a whole slew. Do not take it for granted that you look good and you're exercising, that you're safe. It can be deceptive.
That's a very important point that you've made. And just one final question before I let you go. I understand you must be busy right now. Doctor, we can only take lessons from this tragic case. At this point, what would be your advice? Because I can speak for myself and perhaps my age group here, which forms the country's younger population, is that professional, personal and all other sorts of stress is part of our daily life. And we would like to think that we exercise and we perhaps take a few days off and looks fine. What advice would you have for the younger population today watching this show to take care of their health, both physically and the mental health well-being as well?
So the first thing, the most important thing today is know your genes. If there is history of heart disease or a history of diabetes in your family, you are already on a risky track. So if one parent has heart disease, you have double the chance of getting heart disease than your normal population. If both your parents, God forbid, have it, then you have a 40% chance of getting heart disease. So you are already forewarned, and you should get your checkup even before 30. But we recommend 25 to 30 years, we must do a full checkup. Similarly, in diabetes, if one parent has diabetes, then the children will have a 25% chance of developing diabetes. And if both of them have it, then there's a 50% chance. If you know it, there is a very, very high chance that we can save you from becoming diabetic or getting a heart attack, because that knowledge exists today, that how to neutralize the risk factors. So we can neutralize it. It's not like you're doomed because of your genetic history. So that's the important message that I would like to give. Know your genes and get regular checkup, and you know whether you have high cholesterol, whether you have high genetic markers, or whether you have high sugar.
And not take stress,
all these things,
which many of us are used to.
In addition to that, pollution and stress. Now, there's a data today come out, some study, that people living in areas which are highly polluted, like Delhi, their life is shortened by 7 to 9 years. So all these factors go. Cancer is another big killer, which is stress and the pollution and contaminated food. So there are so many new things that have happened. They have all been calibrated now to bring into a healthy lifestyle. And exercise is good. We always encourage it. But excess is bad. Is bad in the sense that your heart muscle becomes so thick and your heart rate goes down that your propensity for developing problems increases. That is over exercise.
And the points that what you have told us just, yes sir, go ahead.
Cardiopulmonary exercise is what we do, which we call VO2 max, where we can predict what is your lung level and what is your heart level, that how much exercise can it tolerate. And we can train people to increase their tolerance over a period of time. So it's not like it's impossible to become an athlete. No, but it must be done in a graduated, trained manner.
So screening, genetic disposition to be understood, moderation, all of that. I think what you've mentioned here is so important today, so informative, and I can only appreciate and thank you, Dr. Naresh Trehan, for coming on our show and informing our viewers much more, creating further awareness for our health. And I think it's a very important issue that must be an ongoing discussion. Dr. Naresh Trehan, thank you so much for joining us on this show.